set up.
So Jason, so give me like 5 SubmitHub tips. Like, let's start with a small budget. 2.
Don't put all your eggs in one basket. SubmitHub's not going to be the one thing that breaks you. As an artist these days, you've got to take a multifaceted approach to growing your fan base. And everyone starts out small. You can't expect to blow up overnight. But SubmitHub is just one tool in a toolkit. There are many other ways to do it. And SubmitHub definitely doesn't work for everyone. It's difficult on there, especially when you consider how many artists you're competing against. So my first 2 suggestions are not strong business cases, but smaller budget, more focused. Second, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Explore things like Instagram advertising. Definitely pick up your social media game. You got to be on TikTok, Instagram, do all of these things. But actually, most importantly, when it comes to those, is do the things that you're comfortable doing. Don't force yourself to do TikTok if you don't care about TikTok. Don't force yourself to do Instagram if you don't. Because you're not going to care about your fan base there either. It's not where you want to be. So that's one thing. Spread out your eggs.
Okay. Now, Jason, you mentioned. Go on.
Go. No.
Okay.
That's 2.
Okay. Yeah. Let's hear 3, 4, and 5.
Geez, man. I mean, you're putting me on the spot, so I have to just think these through.
Well, I heard this stuff before, so I was going to see if you remember this stuff. I heard you mention 5 tips. I think I did.
Oh, I've got a concussion, so I'm going to give you 5 new tips.
Okay. Well, no, that's good. No, but first of all, I mean, you're doing great. What about being focused? Don't spread. What about being focused as an artist? Like when you go to SubmitHub, it could be overwhelming, but I mean, what about?
Right. So honing in on your genre is an important one, and trying to find curators who like that. So there's some things that you can flip through pretty easily on SubmitHub to in a way level up the success rate quite quickly. So one is to focus on people who, after you've selected your genres, have a genre match score of 8 of 10 or higher. So the genre match score is something that, I wrote a little formula behind the scenes that basically looks at Kings and A&Rs, enabled genres, your approval rates within each genre, and how they compare to your other genres. So I can figure out which ones you enjoy more than others. And then I compare you to all the other curators who like that genre too. And it's a pretty complex thing I managed to write. I must have been super stoned or something, but I got it. I got through it. It was just like a number of weighted factors to go into, and I nailed it, I think. But what comes out is a genre match score. And the genre match is, if it's above 8 out of 10, it means that they really tend to focus on that genre more than their others. The second piece to look at is what their actual approval rate is. So now let's say you're submitting to Indie Shuffle. I think we have an approval rate of about 3%. But in some genres, we might have an approval rate of 6%. The signal that sends to the genre match score is that we actually like that genre more than any of the other genres we have enabled. And so there's a pretty strong genre fit. But the secondary piece that's important there is that we only have a 6% approval rate. So you might come along and compare us to Kings of A&R, who, making up your percentages here, but you've got a 15% average, but only a 10% in this genre. Your 10% is actually better than my 6%. So I factor that into the genre match score. But what I'm saying here is that genre match, like 2 things to look at: genre match score and approval rate. So if you try to target 20 blogs who have an average approval rate of 2%, chances are all 20 of them will reject you. So what we like to do is that we suggest that artists and publicists sort of mix up their bag a little bit, almost like you're betting on a horse race. You put a little bit of money on the surefire bets. So look at, if you've got 20 people you're going for, maybe target 10 of them who have, or even 15 of them who have this sort of 10 to 30% approval range. What that means is that in that 15, you might walk away with 4, 5, 6 approvals, right?
Right.
Then you can take your long shots, go for, the Indie Shuffles, the Kings of A&R, all these old school established blogs who have super, super duper critical taste. And maybe they only have a 2 or 3% approval rate, and put them on the side. So that's kind of the people who are long shots. There's a bigger payoff, but you've set your expectations that they're not going to do as well. So I suppose tip number 3 there, maybe that was 3, 4, and 5, but you're looking at genre match and approval rates. And if you can combine both of those, you can get a bit of a mixed bag to your submission that ends up getting you some positive results and maybe you'll get one or two of those long shots as well.
Okay, so we have one, start with a smaller budget. What was the
Yeah.
second? What was the second one? Second tip.
Oh, Dean, why are you doing this to me, man?
I know. I
thought-
just want to see how well you're doing with by the way, you're doing great. I understand having a concussion, it could definitely we had approval, we had genre match and approval rate. Okay.
No,
That's what
man,
we
there
had.
was another one, but those were the other ones.
Okay. Well, you know what? I think people
This
got
is,
this by now. Now, here's the thing I want to know. Why is I'm looking at
Oh,
my
it's so frustrating how my brain just sort of shuts down. Anyway,
so my response, my submission, my statistics seems like it's similar to indie blog, but let me ask you this. Why, when it comes to, I'm a little upset here, Jason. Why is my influential rating like 7 out of 10?
well, that means that you're more influential than 70% of the other curators. on
Okay.
SubmitHub.
Okay. Because see, I didn't realize not only does SubmitHub kill the artist ego, but it kills the blogger's ego. I'm joking with you. I'm joking. I'm joking with
I
you.
don't know.
Okay, great. I'm joking. So, all right.
Sorry.
Now,
I've just skewed it also that Indie Shuffle's a 10 out of 10 and everything less is just
but you own the
That's what it is.
platform. There could be some
Yeah.
biasness. All right.
Mhm,
You've
mhm,
earned
thank you.
you've earned that. Now, now I'm just going to just again touch on this 1 second. SubmitHub is rather pretty inexpensive for an artist that can open up their world to a full of opportunities. I mean, think about this. Think about this. I'll give you
Don't put all your eggs in one basket. That was the other one.
right. Don't put all your eggs in one basket.
Sorry.
But here's SubmitHub for an artist can open up